Such fun.
But how about that look?
You're right. Now to our final story. It's a new battle brewing over copyright infringement on the internet. News.com's Wendy Walsh joins us now with more. Wendy?
Thanks, Sydney. Well, in April, 40-year-old David Simon figured out a way to let the internet function as a VCR. Then he served up TV content to more than 50,000 people in Los Angeles, where he lives. But 2 weeks ago, before his business could really take off, Simon was sued by the Motion Picture Industry Association of America for copyright infringement. Now, his small business is caught in a case of high tech versus Hollywood. Until last month, 40-year-old David Simon was your typical computer programming geek.
We put TV tuner cards in the PCs, wired them together.
Then, the Los Angeles native created a virtual VCR, a web-based technology to record television shows and play them back online.
Just click on the name of the show you want to record, come back anytime after that show's aired, click on Play My Shows, and click on the name of the show you want to play. Seen this one?
Nope. Simon originally created the web VCR for his 2 daughters, who wanted to record their favorite cartoons while they were at school.
My kids have computers and internet access in their bedrooms and no VCRs, and they wanted to be able to record their Pokemons and Digimon shows.
Simon's kids liked it so much that soon he was beta testing the site in his LA neighborhood, and then to prospective VCs and the press.
In 1 week, we went from, a couple hundred hits to a couple 100,000 hits. And within a couple more days, it was over 1 million hits a day.
But 2 weeks ago, Simon's blossoming business went bust when the Motion Picture Association of America and a dozen film and television studios filed suit against recordtv.com in Los Angeles federal court, seeking damages of $10 million for copyright infringement. In the suit, the MPAA argued Simon was using modern computer technology to make bootlegged copies and offer unauthorized public performances and public displays of plaintiffs' works in an advertiser-supported website. Did you think you were breaking the law in any way?
Not at all. It seemed to me this is a VCR. It works like it. The functionality is the same. It's basically a long-distance, a VCR with a long-distance remote. I just see us as one more extension of the same technology. But when the Betamax came out, it got sued too.
Simon hopes to use the precedent of the 1984 Supreme Court case Sony versus Universal Studios to fight his battle. The court ruled in favor of Sony, permitting consumers to copy a program with a VCR for time-shifting purposes. But Silicon Valley attorney David York believes recordtv's case is different.
What the Supreme Court found in the Sony case was you could copy on a VCR the program because almost everybody was using it for so-called time shifting. The Supreme Court's opinion would have been different if the recording had been for archiving and multiple viewings later, and certainly would have been different if it had been for recording and then, say, making multiple copies and distributing it to your neighbors.
York says Simon's outfit is up against a similar legal battle that Canadian-based internet startup recordtv.com faced earlier this year. recordtv streamed live broadcast TV over the web, but to avoid the billion-dollar lawsuits, iCrave voluntarily pulled the plug after 3 months in business. How is this different, in your opinion, from iCrave.TV?
Well, number one, they were broadcasting live. They were broadcasting one-to-many. This was happening live. Could we use recordtv as it is if we had to license it?
Today, Simon spends much of his day pacing back and forth in his Los Angeles home and fighting his case in the press.
The user who has the right to make a copy is the one making the copy for their use.
Yet he says he would like to avoid a lawsuit and would rather settle than fight. Do you see yourself as a commercial entrepreneur or as somebody who's spearheading a political movement?
I didn't do it as a political movement. I get thousands of emails every day from people who basically see this, just as you said, a political movement, a freedom of on the internet, etc. That wasn't my goal. I wasn't trying to be a martyr here and set myself up to be the one to be the face on this big case that's happening.
So, Wendy, what's the latest here?
Well, he had about 100 attorneys call him, offering their services for free.
Well, he's not reluctant because he can't afford an attorney. It sounds as though he's just a reluctant hero. Or?
He does, exactly. He doesn't want to fight this thing. He wants to settle. In fact, the attorney that he did retain is willing to settle and not fight this thing for the fame. I think ultimately he'd like to settle with one of these companies, maybe merge with them, maybe become their internet VCR provider like a DirecTV who already owns the license rights. There are plenty of options for him.
Or the lawsuits may delay competition until the industry gets its own version.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Right. Thanks, Wendy.
That's it for this edition of cnetnews.com. But remember, you can always watch any part of today's show online with a high-speed connection. I'm Richard Hyde.
And I'm Sydney Kulhara. Online and on TV. We'll see you next time on cnetnews.com. Bye-bye.
cnetnews.com was brought to you by PeopleSoft. PeopleSoft. Customers, employees, suppliers. People power the internet.
Last night, which confirmed acute tendonitis in his left foot. He has received treatment today, will receive further treatment throughout the day.
Love 15.
And will rest up for tomorrow.